Welcome everyone to client acquisition and scaling for web devs, SEOs, and marketing agencies. As always, this is our Monday Mindset with me, Lisa Parziel, and we do this every Monday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Why do we do it? Well, for motivation, right? It's our Monday Mindset, get our minds in the right space to have a productive, prosperous week and move forward with our businesses. I come here too because I love starting my week off on this note. It gets me up, it gets me inspired, it gets me going, and I hope it does the same for you as well. If this is your first time here, type first in the comments. Also, if you would like Zoom or email reminders, type either Zoom or email in the comments and we will get those reminders to you. And as always, please visit us at www.agencyfasttrack.com. We sponsor this segment. This is absolutely free, lots of value for you guys, but we also sell some pretty amazing programs that can help you fast track your business. So check them out at agencyfasttrack.com. Now, let's talk about our quotes. I always start almost every training with a quote, and this is by Mr. Mark Hunter. It's not about having the right opportunities. It's about handling the opportunities right. And today our topic was one simple sales tweak that instantly supercharged my sales. And so when we look about that one simple tweak, that's what we're going to talk about today. What was it that I did? What was the one thing I did that changed sales for me? Okay. What was the strategy that I empowered? And I'm going to go back to the previous slide. So I'm going to give you a hint. It's not about having the right opportunities. Guys, it's not about having enough leads or more leads or the right leads. It's about how we handle, about how we deal with the opportunities that are in front of us and what we do with those. So let's talk about more success. That's what we all want, right? We want more customers. We want more money. We want more closes. We want more sales, right? That's what you'd like. That's what most of us would like, of course, right? If there was something else, please put it in the comments. If there's something else you would like, go ahead and put it in the comments. Now, it's the smallest things. It's the smallest things. Often, it's the simplest things that can have the biggest impact on your business. And I remember when I first started in business, I ran around trying to find all these widgets and gadgets and programs and systems and things that were going to change my world, things that were going to come in and fix all the problems I had. But in fact, sometimes it's a small, free, simple thing you can do that can turn your business around, that can change everything. And when you think about that, that's what I want you to think about at the end of this call. Well, can I go do this thing I'm going to learn today? You can. It's something you can take away with you. And I try to do that in these free sessions and these Monday Mindsets. I try to give you food for thought, but something that you can take action on. So I want you to think about everything you do. There's probably so many ways you can do something, right? There's always two paths. There's always a fork in the road, always. There's multiple ways we could say something or multiple ways we could convey any message. When you think about talking live to a customer, being on a Zoom call, maybe you're recording some kind of sales promo, maybe you're doing a print piece, maybe you're working on your website or you're doing social media. No matter what you're doing, I want you to think it through and always ask yourself, could I do this in a different way? Because there's always two ways to do everything, right? We can do everything a couple different ways. And I'm setting the stage here for my simple tweak. So how we say whatever it is we're trying to say is the key. And I'm going to give you a super big hint. My one tweak, right, that supercharged my sales and led me to landing more and more customers. The more I practiced this, the more I employed this, the more I did this. That one tweak was how. And I'm going to get into it's more than just how, it's the way we say things too, how we say it. So when you think about how, we often come at the problem from the perspective of trying to tell people what it is we're going to do for them. And you hear me say it all the time. If you go back and watch enough of my videos, you will hear me constantly say, nobody cares about what we're going to do. All they care about is the result they're going to get. But even with that, how we say that is going to be the key. How we come across, what we put on print, what we put on our website matters. And this is the simple tweak. This is what I want you to take away today, that if we change our verbiage, if we tweak our verbiage just a little bit and present in a different way, it can totally change and supercharge our sales. So when you think about how to say or how to convey that message, right? I want you to think about every single word and what it means to the customer. I want you to think about the order of what you're saying. I want you to think about every little, inclination, everything you're doing when you're saying, talking, speaking, writing, presenting, and make it all about one thing: what's in it for the customer. So I want to illustrate. Sometimes the best way to show what I'm talking about is to just give you an example. So we're going to talk about two different ways that we could say the same thing. I'm going to use a simple example. So we're going to say let's pretend you're at a social event. Maybe you're at a BNI, maybe you're at a chamber meeting, right? Doesn't matter where you are, but you're in some kind of social business setting and you're about to meet some great folks. And almost everyone there would make a great customer. And you hear it all the time. You have 1 minute to make your pitch. What's your 1 minute elevator pitch? What you say is super important. What you say is super important. I'm going to show you two examples, that literally say exactly the same thing, but it's done in two different ways. Let's take a look. Here's what most people would do. I will create an SEO campaign to help you get to page 1, building links, creating content, and optimizing on-page factors to build credibility with Google. This in turn will lead to more clicks, more views, more visitors, and ultimately more sales. I mean, that's a great elevator pitch, right? Anyone think that's good? Go ahead and say yes in the comments. If you think that's a good elevator pitch, if you think that's, great. Yes? Yeah. We tell them what we're going to do and what that means for them, right? What the end goal is for them. But could we say this different? So this is a tweak. Remember, I said it's a small tweak. Could we say this just a little bit differently? This is what I would say instead. This is just a little different. I'll get you more profitable customers by providing you with high quality leads and more views and visitors to your website. Notice all I did was flip it around. I came out the gate with what's in it for them, and only then do I tell them how. So instead of starting with the how and ending with the what, I come right out the gate with the what. I'm going to get you more profitable customers, not just customers, profitable customers, by providing you with high quality leads and more views and visitors to your website. To achieve this, I'm going to create an SEO campaign that focuses on getting in front of your ideal target audience. It's a small tweak. In the first one, there was a lot more, and let's go back. In the first one, I talked more about what I was going to do. I'm going to create an SEO campaign. Great. I'm going to get you to page 1. I'm going to build links. I'm going to create content. I'm going to optimize on-page factors. I'm going to build credibility. That's a whole lot of what I'm going to do. Here's the thing. They don't care. They don't care what I'm going to do. They only care what it's going to lead to. And then at the end, I just basically said this in turn will lead to more clicks. They don't care if they get clicks. More views, they could care less. More visitors, okay. Ultimately, more sales. 3 words in this one says what they really want to hear: more sales. Well, 2 words, more sales. That's it. Everything else is about me. Let's go to the next one. I'll get you, it's about you, more profitable customers, high quality leads, more views and visitors. And I'm going to create an SEO campaign. That's it. That's the only what I do, because the rest is getting in front of your ideal target audience. Again, what's in it for them? So neither one of these are perfect. And I put these together really quick when I created this deck just to illustrate. I would probably spend a little bit more time perfecting this one and getting it just the way I want it. But in the chat, let me know, do you see the difference? I mean, is the difference super, super obvious to you in here on just making that little tweak, right? That small little change to a little bit of copy to what you say, right? And Joe says, then share the perfect one. I didn't write it. We can do that together at the end if you guys want. I didn't write it. Sorry, Joe, I'm super sick and I'm doing my best just to get content out today. But we can do that. We can do that. But the key is, and Dale said it, you should always talk about their benefits. They don't care how, they don't care what. What they really care about is what's in it for them. That's what they care about. What's in it for them. And so go back through your website today. I know my current website doesn't do this at all. The new one we're going to launch does a way lot more of this. Go through your elevator pitch. You know, if you know you're going to an event, if you know you're going to be in a social situation, whatever it might be, go and practice what you're going to say to people. I mean, have it so solid that it just rolls off your tongue. We spend so much time, money, and effort getting in front of people, but we spend very little time thinking about what we say and how we convey our message to those people when we get in front of them. And back before, I read a book, and I'm gonna tell you what the book is. It's a book I haven't dropped ever. I've never talked about this book because I forgot about it. But I'm going to talk about this book today, and it might be something that helps you. But when I started thinking and tweaking what I said and what I wrote and what I was putting out there in the world, it came with a much greater conversion. It came with a higher sales, closing ratio, and it just felt easier. So what's the key difference, right? And we already said it. We already said it, right? My future customers. And by the way, most of the time you'll notice that I don't like to write the word leads. I don't like to write the word prospects. I think that's, I don't know why I adopted the word future customers. I adopted that phrase instead, probably 8 or 9 years ago. That's the name of our folders. That's the name of my folder in my email. That's what I refer to anybody that I'm in conversation with. I just hate calling them leads and prospects, because when I do that, I feel like I'm desensitizing them and myself to the idea that these could be my future customers. In fact, I'd like to already name them that. And that's a positive way of looking at it. So the key difference is my future customers will be able to instantly see what's in it for them if they work with me. I promise you, they don't care how. If I can make them believe in that little tweak in my terminology, then they will buy into what I'm selling. And that's the key difference. The tweak is your speak, right? So that's my tweak today. Focus on the core problem and tweak your speak to ensure they understand what they need, right? Sometimes your customer doesn't even understand what they need because they are no different than you are. They have not educated themselves in business most of the time. They also don't know how to speak to customers. They also don't know how to tweak or how to change certain things. Tweak your speak. Okay, the jelly effect. The jelly effect. Imagine how effective you'd be. Imagine how many more sales you'd close. Imagine how many more people would talk to you. Imagine how better things would be if you communicated only what was relevant 100% of the time. I want you to think about that. Imagine how your sales world would change if you'd only communicate what was 100% relevant 100% of the time. Do you think that would change your sales game? Do you think that would lead to more customers, more closes? Yes, no? Put it in the chat. I'm going to get you guys to interact a little bit more, wake you up on Mondays. I want you to understand the jelly effect is not my word, okay? That's the name of the book that I read by Andy Bounds. It's called The Jelly Effect. And Andy says it's like throwing jelly at a wall, right? Jelly doesn't stick to a wall. Try it. Literally try it. It doesn't stick. And poor communication doesn't stick either. If you change your world and you become a better communicator, which is what I've done. I've been on this call for 19 minutes. Have I said, I haven't, have I? I have worked for probably 30 years because I used to be a trainer and I started way back then on perfecting the way I communicated. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I think about it and it's always relevant in what I'm doing, what I'm saying, what I'm writing. When I write, I rewrite all the time. I change different things. So The Jelly Effect, it's a really good book and it teaches you how to make your communication stick, how to make more people say yes, how to make more people want what you have. I'm going to give you another example. Yesterday, I put out a Facebook post. I also thought about it. Now, I didn't send an email this week because I just didn't get to it, but I put out one Facebook post. And I could have said it two different ways, right? Look at both of these ways. Headline 1, why what you say is killing your sales and what you should do about it instead. Or headline 2, one simple tweak that instantly supercharged my sales. Can anyone see what's wrong with the first one and why the second one is better? Anyone have any clue? Now, the first one, by all intents and purposes, you've probably seen a lot of marketing like this. You probably get this in your email box all the time. Why what you say is killing your sales and what you should do instead. What's wrong with that phrase? How many of you guys, and I want you to put in the chat yes or no, how many of you guys like being told what to do? Anyone absolutely love being told what to do? I don't. Holly said it right before I said it out loud. You're telling me what to do, right? You're telling me what to do. Why what you say is killing your sales and what you should do instead. It's very judgy McJudgy, isn't it? And, right? And literally, it's not the best way we could say the same thing. So I wrote one simple tweak that instantly supercharged my sales. It's the same thing. I'm saying, hey, there's something that I used to do wrong that was killing my sales, and I figured out something to do instead. But I'm saying in a way that doesn't make you feel like I'm telling you what to do, nor does it make you feel inadequate. So the first sentence, why what you say is killing your sales, is saying you're doing something wrong. It's actually kind of a put down. It's actually saying you shouldn't do that. Shame on you. We don't like that. Nobody likes being talked to that way. And then when we say what you should do instead, we're literally telling people what to do. So we soften the blow. We say the same exact thing. We say, hey, I'm going to talk to you today about one simple tweak that instantly supercharged my sales. All truth. When I started changing the way I spoke, as evidence here in these two headlines, I got a different result, a better result. Had I sent out emails today, and I didn't, and no excuse other than just not on my game, right? Had I sent emails out today, which title do you think would have had more people show up today? Now I'm gonna test this after this. I'm gonna go ahead and send 2 emails, and on both emails, I'm gonna have both of these titles. And then I'm gonna have people respond. We'll see how many we get the best response from. Whenever you send out communication, spend as much time as needed to get the content right. Good copywriting is like good speaking. If we change and make these little tweaks to the way we speak, the way we communicate, the way we write, it can solve a lot of our problems, especially in sales. Joe has a really great comment. He said that he reads this as, you suck, I can fix that. That's because Joe says he has a wife, so therefore he thinks differently. But still, your wife would be smarter to find a different way to communicate to get you to do things. People can be, I don't want to call it manipulated, but you can actually get a better result when you change the way you speak to people. Sounds familiar, right? If you came here today because you saw the Facebook post, why did you click through? Why? Some of you guys, and I'm looking at faces here, have not shown up in a month. Why'd you show up today? Probably because the title was really, really exciting. Oh, and it wasn't threatening, and it didn't put you down, and it didn't tell you, you're bad at something, and it didn't tell you what to do. It talked all about me. Anytime you can put something back on yourself, you're going to have a better result. Okay, I'm going to end today, and today's a really short one. I'm going to try to make these a little bit shorter, 20, 25 minutes, just to get my point across quickly, get you guys out the door, and I'm going to try to be done, by 10:30 every single week now. I'm really trying to shorten these to just give you some really good focus. So, solutions should sell themselves. Quote from me, focus on finding the problem and then understanding what the desired outcome is. If you do that, the solution will sell itself. Okay. As a reminder, every week we come here and we give little tidbits like this. Hopefully it's opened your mind to thinking about the way you speak, thinking about what's on your website, thinking about how you phrase stuff. However, we have an entire program that goes through this type of stuff and so much more that will get you onto the fast track to success. Either reach out to myself. You can type anything in the comments. Lisa, get with me. Lisa, I want to talk to you. Lisa, I want to have a strategy call with you. You can reach out to me on Skype. You can reach out to me on Facebook. Just reach out. If you're not in one of our programs, you should be. It's the best investment you'll ever make. Go to agencyfasttrack.com if you want to learn more, or you can always find me. And we come here every single week, and we get you pumped up. Right? Because you have to change your mindset in order to change your business. Okay, everyone have an amazing week. I'm going to close this call. And now I'm going to answer Joe because Joe asked a question. And I am starting to answer questions at the end of these. That would be a great product idea. Find out what specific markets need and sell the info. Yeah, 100%. Joe, you asked me what the perfect, and I'm going to go back. You said, what would be perfect? I don't think this is imperfect. I just think if I had this much space, I'll get you more profitable customers by providing you with high quality leads and more views and visitors to your website. I don't think they care about the more views and visitors. So When I talk about what I do, I might say, I'll get you, or we got to go to the actual slide. I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to make a copy of it just in case I screw up. I can start over. I'd probably say something like, I don't like get you. So hindsight, I'll get you more profitable customers. I'll help you, not get you. I'll help you find and close more profitable customers by providing you with high quality, targeted leads that I like that word today, supercharge your sales. So notice I just tweaked it again a little bit. I could do this all day, by the way. When I'm really trying to get something for a sales letter, when I'm trying to do something that I'm going to be sending out, like an email campaign, if I'm going to spend 50 cents, something like that to send something out, I'm definitely going to really tweak it. And in hindsight, I think I'll leave this in the recording. So if you thought we closed and we didn't, it's because I've decided to leave this in the recording, but literally just tweaking your language, just working this until you look at it and go, man, a customer knows exactly what they're going to get. And it's everything they want, right? Find and close more profitable customers, high quality targeted leads, supercharging their sales. I mean, that's really a better way to say it. I'm not a fan of the word leads, and Joe, you don't have to worry about private messaging me. Just go straight out into the public chat. Joe said, I'd replace leads with prospects or prospective customers. Leads is a dirty word. It is. I would probably change that word, as Joe said. So I'll help you find and close more profitable customers by providing you with high quality, targeted contacts even. Again, I don't like prospects either. Maybe prospective customers or something like that. But you're right. So we could tweak this. We can continue literally to tweak this till we get it exactly right. And again, if you're going to go out and you're going to spend $1 a piece to send out mailers, don't literally spend all your time. Most people will spend all their time on making that brochure pretty and making certain things look good, but they spend very little time. They just throw some words up and don't really spend the time on it. When we go to social events, we should be on the way to, in the car, you should be mentally preparing. What am I going to say to folks? What is my elevator pitch? What is the thing, right? What is the thing I can say that will lead to the greatest success? Terry said, we sell calls. Yeah, sure. Again, each industry is going to be different. If you're talking to a dentist or a doctor, you're going to use the word patients. If you're talking to a lawyer, you're going to say clients. That's what they call their book of business. We want to tweak these to be very specific to the market we're going after. So keep that in mind. Now, this last part, to achieve this, now, the reason why I always like to put something in there is I just don't want to say, this is what I'm going to do for you, and then leave it at that. Because if you do, then most people will think to themselves, okay, well, how are you going to do that? They get right into the defensive mode. So we got to get them out of that defensive mode. To achieve this, I will create an SEO campaign that focuses on getting in front of your ideal target audience that will pay top dollar for your X, whatever that might be, your services, your product, your widget, whatever it is. Right? Why am I saying we'll pay top dollar? Well, because if I don't say that, then they might think, oh, you just got some coupon program, or you're just going to have me discounting, or you're going to have me do that. Again, I'm telling them exactly what I do, who they want to go after, ideal, targeted, etc. So, John, I'm glad you asked that in the questions. What would be the perfect? Well, I don't think I would have one perfect thing I would say in every scenario. I think it's going to always depend on who is this message being created for? What is it being created for? What's going to be the delivery method? And then who is the target I'm delivering it to? Based on those two things, I'm going to tweak my message. And that tweaking is going to get me a better result. Going back down, just to reiterate, going back down to this example, honestly, taking everything I do, every time I write, and sometimes I get lazy, and you can go back and look through all my copy and see sometimes I get lazy and I haven't put in the work. And some of my titles, they're not as sexy as others. But when I put in the work, why what you say is killing your sales. Every single time I look at what I want to say, either to you or to customers or in mailers or whatever I'm trying to communicate, I always have to think through of what is the other person going to think. I'm not there to have any tonality if I'm sending out a printable piece, and tonality is how I sound. So just wanted to go back. Thank you for giving me the extra few minutes. Just wanted to go back. Joe had a fabulous question. What would I say instead? But there will be no perfect. Joe, great comment. He just said in the comments, there is no perfect. That's why we split test. And that's exactly what you should do. Can you split test live? Sure you can. If you're at a mixer and you're not sure what the best thing to say is, you could totally have two things prepared and use both of them with different people that you meet. And if you do that, you'll quickly find are people responding more to one than the other? Anytime you do an A/B split test, only change like a little of something. If you go after two totally different things, you may not know what the reason why they picked one over the other. But like something like this, it's very obvious. I guarantee you, if I send this title out to 1,000 people on a list, and half the people, 500, I send this, and the other half I send this, we're going to get a much better response on the second headline every single time. All right, guys, that's it. Just wanted to share that little extra tidbit. Again, don't forget The Jelly Effect by Andy Bounds. It's a really good read. It's an easy read and really helps you to think about communication. So I'm going to end again. Come back here every Monday, get motivated, get your mind right, and change your business. We will see you next week, where I hope to be much healthier and have a better voice. Thanks, guys. Have an amazing, prosperous week.